Oh my god, the first 22 minutes the mic was off. Thank you. I've been talking for fucking 22 minutes and there was no audio. Mwah, mwah. Anyway, honestly, it probably doesn't matter because most of it was just, we're coming up on year end for school. And so the eldest is sad. They're going to be missing their friends. I was trying to tell them that it's not that we can't see their friends, especially homeschooling. And the fact that we're transitioning to the homeschooling and trying to figure all that shit out. Anyway, what I was just whinging about was the fact that it was like, I was saying that eventually what I would love to do once the kids are a little bit older and we're like settled with what we're actually doing for schooling, I would love to like go and spend like 2 months with them in Japan. So I was just saying that like the reality of that is that it's not as spread out for like costs, because if you rent an apartment you usually have to like pay a certain deposit and stuff up front. But yeah, I was like whinging about the fact that freaking the food cost taking the kids in February was nuts. It was like the one number that I did not have in my budget properly. I still feel like we did fine. I don't think we were like complete spendthrifts, and I feel like we also didn't over or underspend. We actually hit, I think I was really close to what I budgeted, or like mentally budgeted. It's not like I actually laid it out. Except for, I didn't include the fabric in that budget because it's like, there's like 2 numbers, right? One's a business number. One's the actual like trip number. Anyway, hi Wendy. Yeah, we're coming up on year end. My eldest is super upset. They're finishing up kindergarten. So we had a really long chat last night about like just, they're my little worrywart, which we'll work on here. And how like they're sad that they're going to be moving away from their, like moving out of the school system with their friends and stuff. But honestly, most of the kids there are not going to the same school either. Yeah, so put them in for a couple both of them actually. I put them both in for a couple extra days because the youngest is also not going to be at this preschool for the summer because we booked different summer camps this year. Which, thinking about it, is going to be really good because there's going to be a lot of different like counselor influences versus the same teacher influences that they have all year typically. So there's that. I'm actually super excited, especially for the youngest, because I think it's going to do them a lot of good to have different voices. Nothing against the preschool, but yeah. And then they'll go back to school in the fall, and we will transition the eldest into kindergarten or grade 1. Actually, I found out at the eldest's birthday party, one of their friends that they go to kindergarten with is also going to be doing homeschooling. So that's nice to run into more people like that. We actually, it's 3 friends out of the kindergarten that they're at. That one's like committed because kiddo has complex medical needs. So it just makes sense. And then one is like gonna like dip her toe in basically and see if it works for them, or at least do it for a few years before they transition out probably. Which, all the power to you sort of thing. And then this last one, she actually already homeschools 2 of her older kids. So like, yes, someone's already working on stuff. Because it's one thing, this is part of what I was talking about, is it's like one thing for me to be like, yay, I was homeschooled, and then to be the parent on the other end of this right now of like, oh my God. So I think Dallas and we'll spend a little bit of that extra time doing, I think we need to get the studio done. I did a light rejigging of stuff in the fabric room the other day. Basically, there's been a shelf in our storage room that's connected. So we're in the basement. That's technically a bedroom, and there's like a storage and utility room behind it with the furnace, blah, blah, blah. And there's been a shelf that's like been tucked. I don't know who developed this like plan for this basement, but it's a shitty layout. It's like The mechanical shit should have been on the other side of the storage room, A. Under the stairs. I wonder if that's why it's not. It's because it would have been under the stairs. Anyway, I don't know why it's laid out the way it is. But it's horrendous. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, there has been a... Back to the short story, Katie, not the long story, right? There's been a shelf that we've been using for storage. That's an absolute pain in the ass because it's like tucked beside the hot water tank. And so I was like, do you know what? I need a space to like store all of these, because since we're upcycling the dress shirts and the sheets and everything like that, I'm like, I need somewhere to put all this shit. Because I don't want it in, like, it can't take up in my brain. It's better to have it separated from the stuff that's actually like Japanese fabric and things like that. And since we have brought a lot of stuff in right now, I'm just like, my shelves are at capacity. Yay, right? Like, yay us. We have full shelves to work from. But it does mean that there's no capacity to add these other things in. And the storage of the sheets and the dress shirts is like, takes more room than having obviously just a like roll of fabric at the cutting table sort of thing. So, and I inherited a bunch of my big inheritance last summer. Was a bunch of bins. So I didn't even have to go buy any bins. So I'm repurposing this shelf. That's not what oh, God damn it. I don't have one. I don't have one fucking tab for this guy. Okay. I ran out. And we're not using black with this because it's too light a fabric. Anyway, we're, I didn't want to have to go buy shelves, but I was like, do you know what? I'm going to move this shelf. Blah, blah, blah. You're like, can you shut up? Just so. But I got it moved out the other day. I don't have it positioned correctly yet because it's on carpet and it's a heavy shelf. So I'm like, But I got all the storage for myself. And then the stuff that is in there is a bunch of like furniture from the kids still. Stuff we're going to keep, but it actually fits in better now without this shelf in there than it did before. So I'm like, yes. Because that's literally, there was like 3 boxes on the shelf or something stupid. It's a like 5 shelf set. So, and it fits better in the fabric room than the table that was there. And now we'll be able to put a bunch of bins on it that have like all the other interior and like scraps. And the whips we will 100% work on. That is a thunderstorm. All right. Yeah, I'm actually really considering going through those bins that I'm 100% going to work on and just deciding not to work on them and sell them off. Yay for my bins. They're pink too, even better. Actually, I've got one on my step right now that I use usually for bin drop off, and I think I might bring it in and clean it and use it as well. Okay. We got our garden planted. I don't know why I'm sticking that on there. It doesn't really matter right now. I gotta do this front portion first. Yeah, Dallas got another like box. So we're doing like semi-raised beds. Basically, it's big stainless steel like garden trough might be the best description, I guess. We got one last year. It's a little bit skinnier. This year we ended up with ones a little bit larger, which is fine. And I cheated and I got like the actual like seed tape because I was like, let's just do it where they're all lined up nicely. And I literally just lay the seed tape out and cover it. Are they a bit more expensive? Yes. Was it far more convenient and I'm more likely to know what the fuck I'm growing? Also, yes. I've got, what do we have? We got beets, carrots, and cucumbers. That's what we're trying from the seed tape. And then we've got a bunch of potatoes and pumpkins. We have self-seeded pumpkins. You have things to say. What do you have things to say about? I just remind me what they're like, provide context and then we can chat about them once they get through. Do you have like voice to text? I could like, can you I don't know what you're watching on. Can you dictate? Shh. To the chat? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what device you're on, but maybe that would work. I know I do, well, you've seen me take my notes for my fabrics and stuff. Is it perfect? No. Ooh, I'm gonna close my window because that was lightning, and it's creeping closer. I was like whinging earlier too because I was like, hey, we're down to like 3 more soccers, which the kids have really enjoyed soccer this year. But my God, have I had a hard time being motivated to get my ass out the door for, ooh, it's not close, but it's definitely coming in. Anyway, it's coming from like the northwest, so it's definitely gonna come in here. Yeah, I don't know. These evening things, I'm like, I know I won't get us out for Saturday morning stuff, so like better option is the evening stuff, but it just throws me into complete like, I don't know. I don't like it. Anyway, these are all belt bags that we didn't finish before Otafest. We had like, I did pretty good. We only had 11 that didn't end up getting finished, which high. Considering we had what, like 2 days to sew for Otafest, not bad. And then we're going to, basically I've got a whole stack over here. We have to do all the tops. And then I think, I was like, I'm going to just finish them all today. No, we're actually going to go in and we'll leave them to turn, because then I can take that to soccer tonight and turn them at soccer. Yes, that's not insane. And we'll pivot to working on mini traveler slings, which need like, most of them need even zippers cut. So I don't know what we're going to do after zipper cutting. Maybe we'll work on welts, pockets. Maybe we'll work on fronts. I think we'll probably work on fronts just to get them done. The one nice thing about having all different fabrics in some ways for these is once the fronts are sewn, it's going to be really easy to tell with like what goes with what. So yay. And these mushrooms have been super popular, as they should be. Thank goodness. They are adorable. I love them. That is not connected properly, of course. Okay, let's get this shoot out of the way. And stitched a bit better. Yay, that's better. Okay. And then, yeah. I know, and that's part of it, is it's just like the solo parenting of it is just like, it's a lot. And like Tuesday, the eldest wanted to push my buttons instantly the second they were getting out the door, because it was like, I'm ready. And they're in like their socked feet, because I have to pick them up early from school. And then we go down, and it's like, it is not I leave it obviously always to the last minute. And then it's like, yeah, so they're fucking around at the door, which usually it's not a big deal, but at the same time it's like, dude, you got soccer, we gotta get out the door. So yeah, first time they came out, just socks. Second time they came out, one shoe, one socked foot. I'm just like, oh my God, usually it's your younger sibling that's doing this shit. Anyway, I've got them trained now that it's like, okay, shoes off, shoes and socks off, socks on, and shin pads, whatever they're putting on. And then like, and then we do the rest of the change when we actually get to the field. Whew. I guess we'll also see if there even is soccer tonight, because if it's thunderstorming, they're not going to do soccer. And then that was actually the thing that happened on Tuesday too, is that a thunderstorm, it wasn't over the field, but they follow the 30-30 rule. So if you hear thunder, you stop for 30 minutes, right? Whoa, I want to be able to read my full chat. Apparently it's like under my thing. I know. Last minute, always last minute. Oh, I see. Sorry. Let me do some adjustments here. Yeah, there we go. Now I can see everything. 100% last minute, because it's just like, why not? Oh yeah, anyway, the stop thing. And one of the dads was bitching because he's like, well, we've got the technology to know it's not right above us. And I like looked at him, I'm like, there was kids killed in this field by lightning. Like, calm the fuck down. I'm like, I don't want to sit out on a set of bleachers with metal right beside my head when I can hear thunder. Thank you very much. Even Dallas's work, they do have the technology, which by the way costs millions of dollars. So why would a soccer team invest in it? It's like, I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, this field's named after the kid that was like killed in it. Thank you. Let's get out of here. And then we had book club, also on Tuesday. Most of us didn't. I think only one person finished the book. And I'm really torn about whether I'm going to finish the book or not. Or if I might wait until we're like, maybe when the next one, okay. We have heard both that it is a 3-book and a 5-book series. I don't know how the fuck she's going to sustain it for 5 books. But I did DNF this one. It's called The Ballad of Fallen Dragons. And like, good enough concept, whatever. First book, I was like, got to the end. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to know how this finishes. And then it's like, the time. So, okay. Do we want to do spoilers? I have a feeling you don't mind. So, spoilers for When the Moon Hatched and Ballad of the Fallen Dragons, which did just come out. So I will wave when we're done spoilers. So this is the start of the spoilers. Okay, so the first book, it's like they set up this thing that there's this god trapped in the, like, a diadem jewel thing, whatever, not a big deal, right? Cool setup. Cool premise, I like it. And this girl, and like basically what ends up happening is keeping him trapped in this diadem means that it slowly sucks the energy from these people that wear the diadem. My understanding of what's going on, because honest to God, this book doesn't explain it very well. And all the rulers in all the lands, there's like 3 main ones, I think, are related brothers at this point. You start following an assassin. Yay, romantasy. Cool. Assassins are cool. That's fine. I'm fine with this. There's dragons in the sky. When the dragons die, they go up and they become moons. And occasionally these moons fall. Okay? So this is a big deal. Because it's like catastrophic event, blah, 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 blah. So we get through this whole book and it turns out that like the female main character, who is the assassin, is actually a reincarnation of the person who was wearing this god diadem originally, and she had a daughter and she died during childbirth. That's the big reveal at the end. And this daughter is still wearing this diadem, and she's slowly falling in love with the god trapped in the diadem. The original premise is that you're trying, as far as I can tell, is that originally we were going to go and like kill the Tyrant King and like save these null people and all of this, right? Yay, nice. We like killing Tyrant Kings. Right? Like, cool. And it's got dragons. Even better. And the spice that was in the first book, it's so good. And got to the end and it reveals that this daughter's captured by like one of the half-brothers, I guess? I don't know. I don't know how he works in yet, because that's not really revealed till the second book and everything. And yeah, blah, blah, blah. 2 big problems I have with this is now we're in the second book and I'm like, I DNF'd for now, or paused at least, when I still had 16 and a half hours left. I don't DNF lightly, guys. And it was like, because this main female character was like trying to capture like get another dragon, basically, because of course she died and then her dragon died and the dragon went up and like became a moon and all this. And she's been reincarnated into this female main character after dying in childbirth. There's a whole subplot of like the main love interest thinks that she left willingly and then she didn't, because she was pregnant and she was supposed to be married to this other brother, and that's messy. Anyway, but yeah, I was like so far into it, I think probably at least a third of the way in. This is supposed to be romantasy, and here's the thing, I don't mind reading high fantasy, but she lost the plot. It's just gone. It's like, what are we doing? So the main thing that's happening in this book is that there's supposed to be this catastrophic, absolute, like, world destroying in some ways. We don't know if it's world destroying, but there's supposed to be multiple moonfalls. So all these dragons falling from the sky. So you'd think that then it would actually end up being catastrophic. Anyway, the prediction is that it's going to be within 15, 20 days or something like that. We're a quarter of the way into the book. This prediction's made maybe 5% of the way into the book. And she's off fucking around in the wilds trying to, like, not get taken over and become feral with this dragon. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, are we still fighting the Tyrant King? I can't tell. Because here's the thing. If you were to actually, like, the concept of having a prophecy of these moonfalls happening and, like, destroying the world, and how are you going to rebuild from that? That is a super cool concept. But, like, there was... Yeah. Yeah, no. I'm just like, oh my God, I can't tell what the fuck we're doing anymore. So, yeah, exactly. Every story in one. Everyone complains about, like, Quicksilver with Kingfisher, and it's like, now there's vampires, and now there's dragons, and now there's this. And I'm like, Kingfisher makes sense, to be honest. Quicksilver makes sense, and at least it's got spice to make up for it, because this one doesn't even have spice. And can I just say, when one partner reincarnates and the other one doesn't, it does not fucking work. It doesn't work. It's like, so this guy is, like, pining for her, and he knows her as this, the old one, that, like... So the main character's name in the new book is Ray, or in the incarnation is Rave, and the character's name previously was Elwyn. Elwyn started with an E. Doesn't fucking matter at this point. And it's just like he's pining for Elwyn, and then he finds out that she's actually reincarnated as this female main character that's the assassin, and it's just kind of creepy. I'm all for pining and yearning, and, like, lots of people do it really well. I was like, no, this is starting to get into just actually creepy, because you're expecting her to be this previous female main, and she is not. Anyway, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I think, am I done spoilers? Yes, we're done spoilers. Hi, we're back. If you're watching this later, no more spoilers. I DNF'd. We'll see if I actually continue it or not, because I'm like, and then the other part of it, this is not spoilers, is that I was listening to the audiobook of the first one, and I tried before and I couldn't do it. And then I was listening to it this time. I'm like, I know what's wrong. She was talking too fast. So I actually had to slow the audiobook down to, like, listen to it. Not much, like 0.9 or something like that, but so it also just takes me longer to actually get through the book. And then so annoyed. Anyway, what do we do? And then we did choose our summer book clubs. We're doing Priest by C.R. Simone for July, which apparently is like, and I've heard this before, and then there's people who've already read it in book club, and they said it is spicy. So kind of waiting until it's a little bit closer, and it's a little bit closer to Dallas being home. Gotta be able to take advantage of it. And then August, we just switched from Archer's Voice to Kiss of the Basilisk, because it was going to be really hard to get Archer's Voice in, apparently. So, and then September is Poison Daughter. And then we chose for October, we're doing apparently Haunting Adeline. So, although I cannot figure out how to get that one myself. Looks like I'll probably end up, like, it's not available on most of my platforms, so I'll probably end up with a hard copy of it. So, yeah, but that's, I don't know. I'm so annoyed with this book series, because it had such good potential. But honestly, it did take a really long time to get into it, even in the first book. And then the second book obviously did not improve. It's just like, oh my God, chill out. Stick to lane. Honestly, I think it would make a really good movie series, but, like, Do you know what? It probably would actually make a better series because you'd be able to like the visuals of it would be spectacular. So like it would be some of the plot and some of the things that like it takes long to read would be able to be translated to visuals a lot better. I do think that would actually be nicer. Yeah, the one that is getting made into a movie right now that I'm excited for is Shield of Sparrows. That is still hands down one of my favorite ones we've done. Rights of the Starling was super predictable. Or at least I could tell what was going on pretty quick. But it was still really good. So I'm excited to see where that one goes for the third book, which is the third book. It's the last book in the series. That's it. It will be a completed trilogy. Did I? Yeah, no, I did miss a couple layers there. I was like, that did not feel like it sewed through the back. And it did not. So we will do another line of stitching, which, hey, not a bad thing. Doesn't need it, but it's not going to hurt it. So, yeah, and we're heading. So June, I have one pop-up event with Usagi Jinja again, their Midsummer Festival, which I keep forgetting to put on the list. But then Stampede Breakfast, as it's listed there, with Ancient Arts Yarns. Omatsuri, mid-July. And then we don't have anything for August, which is nice because, honest to God, I would probably tear my hair out. And we'll be able to focus in on Knit City prep. Actually, should we do minis or... No, we're not going to do mini... Well, shit. I'm like, I've got a whole bin of small box bags that should probably get sewn. And then we can cut more small box bags. Let's... Okay, minis are at the point where like I've barely... Like I haven't touched them. They've just cut out. So maybe let's do the small box bags. Because they're all dark stitched small box bags. And honestly, the majority of these... Well, we still have the black thread in. So yeah, let's do small box bags today. Top stitch them because they need top stitching, zips, boxing, twill. Basically, they need most of their work, but they are one step ahead of mini traveler slings because minis don't even have their zippers yet. But I do need to restock because I think we're down to 2 mini traveler slings right now, which is not a lot. Not a lot. And they're pretty popular. And Witherspoon will probably do, what, Shield of Sparrows? Maybe. I don't... Oh, I think they announced the director of it recently. But I honestly... Here's the thing. I love movies, but that is one thing that died hard and fast with kids. Plus COVID. It was like, why would I want to go sit in a movie theater with potentially infected people? We're getting to the point now where we can start doing movies, but Shield of Sparrows is definitely not a child movie. So it is pouring now. We're definitely... It's like this band just traveling over top. And then it's all sunny out at the mountains again. Actually, no, we are... That's right. We are going to do small box bags. Because part of why I'm like, wait, we can do... So I was going to do photos yesterday, and then it was miserable outside. Like sunny, but ridiculously windy. Not good weather to take photos in. And then I was like, if I finish up all the belt bags, we can get them in for the like next update, which I think is going to be June 19th. I think that's what I kind of said yesterday. So these will be in there. And if I get some small box bags done, we can list them as well. It's supposed to be nice weather all weekend, so I can take photos outside. Missed one layer, otherwise we're good. So I'll just go back over in here. Could I use clips to mitigate this? Yes. Do I? No. It's all good. We fix it. By the way, for anyone watching, we are adjusting our repair policies in the studio. I 100% do not mind doing repairs for my bags. However, did get taken advantage of recently. So we are going to change them a little bit. Any repairs that are not from manufacturer defect. So if it's not something that I messed up. So that can be like, I didn't catch the webbing, or I didn't catch a line of stitching, or something like that, right? Something where it's obviously human error. I will repair that for a year, free of charge. After a year, it will start to count under like general wear and tear. I think that's fair. Which then will start to fall into the new repairs clause. Because one of the bags recently returned for repair was not a manufacturing default as I thought in the explanation. It was in fact a wear of the obi. So obviously with the obi, they are secondhand fabrics, and they we do our best. I do my best to source fabrics that are not super fragile, but of course obi are clothing, right? So wear patterns are going to be different, and they are going to be different to being in a bag versus a tie around your waist. So the new repair policy for this is that if it is fabric wear and tear, repair costs will be $40 per hour plus materials. Yeah, so I am going to write this up. We're going to add it to the website in our like returns and refunds policy. And that is the new policy, because the way this was explained to me, here's the thing. I don't mind doing repairs. Thank you. I would love for you to use your bag. It was a $100 bag though, and the repairs took me an extra like hour and a half and wax canvas because of a wear mark on the obi. So the note will also be like, I'm going to start putting notes on the actual obi bags about the fact that it's secondhand fabric, right? So I was so annoyed. So mad. The thing about it is it was right in the middle of a so it's a traveler sling, and it was right in the middle of a like the bottom patch. So so why I'm going to bring this policy into place is because I had to open the whole thing up, and then the materials of actually fixing the bottom, and then I had to like redo the bottom of the bag. And it was not my fault. Like, again, if it was, I had another repair from the same woman, and it was because I hadn't, like, legitimately, I hadn't caught the stitching at the bottom of the bag. And I'm like, yeah, that's totally fair. It shouldn't have gone out, but I missed it, right? So I'm like, and I will happily repair that. The other one, though, was not me. And I was just super annoyed. So we're gonna change some stuff up this summer. So I guess it might be like a wear and tear policy. I don't know how to what to call it, because it's like, yeah, because part of it is because it's actually wear and tear on the obi, and there will be wear and tear sooner because the obi is secondhand. So I just got to figure out how to cover that policy, or how to communicate this. There we go. That's what I'm got to figure out over the next few days. Oh, it's big thunders. There. Okay. It's a little bit more than I usually tolerate for excess, so we're going to trim it down. So it's moved from here, what I was saying, northwest, all the way over to the south right now. It's moved through pretty fast, actually. So I was a little bit worried that if it stuck around. Woo. Oh yeah, it's all over the foothills over here. Anyway. Actually, what is the forecast now? Because I didn't think we weren't supposed to snow. Fuck me. We're not snowing yet. Thank God. We weren't supposed to rain until later, I didn't think. Rain stopping briefly. Rain is expected to stop in 32 minutes. and start again 15 minutes later. It is not actually raining here right now, but I guess that would be over Cochrane too, since I'm on the west edge. It's all like flashy. But it's clearing, it looks like it's cleared up for the kids' soccer tonight, which is good. And it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. Okay, cool. It's good. I won't feel guilty about not going outside. And it's supposed to be like spectacular Saturday and Sunday, so I can photograph all of these. Okay, come on. Behave yourselves, please. Thank you. All the layers are like, wah! And this is where basting comes in handy. Are we basting? No. No, we're not. We're just hanging on by a wing and a prayer here for a moment. There we go. I am pleased with how that is sewing. Just go across here. I totally got enabled from Instagram into mini perler beads last night. I just ordered them today. But it was like this like cat mobile with stars. Oh, it's fucking adorable. And so when I was a kid, we only had like the big perler beads, the 5mm, and these are like 2.6. So their detail is just, oh, it's so much better. And my eldest is definitely ready for perler beads. I might give them the like 5mm beads to start with, but then we can like do it together, but not quite the same, right? So, yeah. And I did go to the evil Amazon and bought it from there because I was like, I would like to do this weekend. And it was actually the same price as ordering it from China directly. So I was like, okay, there's no point really in waiting that long for it. Yeah, and if we enjoy it, then we'll invest more in it too. That was part of it. It's like, okay, let's get this and like capitalize on the fact that I feel motivated to do it. And then we can figure out if we want to like expand on this journey later. Okay, here we are. We need two. Okay, we don't need those yet. What we need is we need the bags. Oh my God, I'm getting attacked. Ugh. Always and forever getting attacked. Okay, small box bags. Actually, let's move everything. Good point. Let's move everything out of the bin. And then all these whips can go in the bin. And then the minis can go on top of the bin. Because this is mostly, not all, but mostly it's not bags. And traveler slings. And something else. Traveler slings and something else. I don't know what else. Probably there's some gyoza, there's some tote bags. Ooh, I think I figured out a solution for the tote bags that we're going to do. Actually, you're fine. It's just the very top layer. Oh, no, you're not. Never mind. Fine, fuck you too. The fabric's like, you think we're fine. Okay, those are actually all pieces for the traveler slings. Come here, my pretties. You're supposed to be tabbities, zipper tabbities, and then you are actually labels, so I don't know what you're doing down here. Okay, I know why you're here. Okay, we'll drop you down the corner so that we know you come over here and go in there for now. My fingers are itchy. Anyway, I've got a solution, I think, for the, is the rest of that going to behave? We're going to assume it's going to behave. I guess what I could do is I could just put the lid back on the tote now. Yeah, let's just put the lid back on the tote. Whatever. NBD, right? Aha, success. So at least if it falls, it doesn't fall on me. Haha! I don't like being crushed under fabric. Preferable to avoid that sort of shit. Okay. That's the next step. What are we doing with you? Why are you here? Oh, you need a repair. Okay. And the rest of these are belt bags, and they are ready to be turned now. So we'll pop them back there. So I basically trip over them as I'm leaving the house, so I remember to take them with me. Okay. Yeah, seriously. Oh, yeah, you would have been able to see that. Oops. off the shelf. It's like, we want to be, can we be reabsorbed? You're not even fabric, but we want to be reabsorbed. Okay. Oh my God, it's been a while since we've done freaking small box bags. What the hell? When was the last time we sewed box? Oh, right, for February. I went to actually like get these rolling to do, to finish them and realized that I thought we were way further along. I thought we were ready for like boxing. And I was like, oh, they need to be top stitched. So that's why they ended up not being a priority until now. Which is so dumb because they are like, one of the hardest parts is the cutting, like what I've already done, right? The time consuming part is the boxing of the edges, but like, I don't know, sometimes my brain's weird. It's like, no, that's not, I think most of the time it's like, that's not the work you want to be doing right now, right? If that makes sense. But we definitely, like, we desperately need a restock on small box bags because everything we have right now is all the white stitch stuff. So it's all pretty like light as well. And so there's not enough contrast with what we currently have for bags. Actually, I'm quite pleased that we got through those belt bags that quick because, well, I guess there's what, like 3 to finish. La 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 la. We'll ignore that small fact. Details. Anyway, so part of what I'm thinking is it's like with this tote, like this new shelf and things, a lot of it's storage, but it's also like I want to... I actually want, like, what am I achieving with this? I don't know, just clearer storage, I guess. Yeah, and I do think I'm going to go through and we're going to do a purge of the partially finished stuff. Just be like, all right, this is not happening. Or wrap it up, like, and then just don't worry about it. I think I've figured out a solution for the tote. That's where I was going. I feel, ugh. We're going to do open top tote bags instead of zip tote bags because there has been some discussion about the Dundurn totes that most people prefer them with a snap versus the zipper. Because most people that I'm marketing them to currently are viewing them as a knitting tote. And if you only have a snap, you can stuff it full, whereas with a zip, it takes up the capacity of the bag. Like, okay. So I think that might be part of what people are seeing with the big bag right now. So since we have, like, I've been dithering about what the hell to do with all the tote bags we cut. I'm like, let's just do open top. And like, honestly, in some ways it's less work. It is in fact a whip day. It was already going to be a whip day. I just, in my brain, we were doing minis instead of small box bags. So I'm not displeased with this. Yes, and the other part of this too is that now we have the cylinder arm machine. Doing a drop-in lining is no big deal. There's also that factor. So, yeah, I think that'll work. I'm hoping that'll create sales. If it doesn't, well, sucks to be me. Hey, there's a robin in my yard. You're probably like, the rain has gone through. Let's get the worms. But yeah, there's stuff in that other room that needs to just be purged or finished. It's like, empty out your bins, Katie. We are going to still work on the passport folders. I've decided what we're going to do with the ones that are currently cut is we're going to create them as single passport folders. That might mean a little bit of a rejig compared to what we've cut, but I don't want that work to go to waste. And honestly, I think as a single passport folder, they actually work quite well and like securely. So there's that too. Oh, the other thing about this too is I'm also not mad about going in and doing a bunch of these small box bags because there's some prints that we haven't had a lot of or like are older, and it provides more variety in the booth than just all new fabric. So there's that. But yeah, at this point we do still need to write out a list of what the hell we're going to be making. Kato have remained popular, so we do need to work on them. I am adjusting pricing on the mini traveler slings because I'm realizing that they have a lot more pockets than the belt bags, and the belt bags are priced cheaper. Okay, but where's your handle? Oh, I hope I didn't fade you. No, I think we're okay. I think it's just part of the fabric. But where's your handle? Damn it. Birds. Aha. Is that it? Okay, why aren't you clipped with it? Weirdo. Okay. Goodness. Okay, now that the storm is through, I'm going to open the window again. Oh, never mind. The thunder's like, hell, you're not. We'll open it once I don't hear thunder for 30 minutes. So that's just after 2 o'clock. Am I out of thread? No. Okay, good. Yes, I am. Never mind. Lies. That worked though, because it still finished the last one, and then went right on to the next one. I think there's like 20. We've done the count before. I think there's like just under 30 small box bags, by the way. So that's good. And then, because of what I've been doing recently, is I've been trying to like photograph the photos with me in them. Been seeing other makers do the like AI models, and it actually makes the bags look okay. Besides all of the like ethical complaints that I have about AI, it actually makes the bags look worse. It's like adding stuff that doesn't exist. It's putting like zipper heads in 2 different locations on the bags. Like it's just like they just look bad, and I'm like, you have such gorgeous work. This is not doing it. Birdies are back. Is not doing any favors. Anyway. Yeah. So any of the photos that you see online are me with my bags. Hopefully no one's created an AI model off of myself. The one good thing is that I have yet to see an AI model with pink hair. So there's that. But we've got 1 Dundurn tote left. We have no Cambridge left. Caroline took the rest of them. So if you're looking for a bigger selection of Dundurn totes or Cambridge bags, Ancient Arts Yarns has them. We will have some Kato. We'll have a bunch of belt bags. We'll have hopefully some small box bags. Because realistically, I should get these to the point of being able to finish them tomorrow. Is that crazy? I don't think that's crazy. What time is it? It's 1:30. No, I think that's reasonable. Come, tune back in tomorrow. We'll find out if I start crying at my sewing machine or not. And then Monday will be like photo editing and stuff like that. So actually, I want to work on photo editing, and I also want to work on alt texts for my photos. That's the other big thing. I'm trying to figure out how to like add bag charms into the lineup, and I'm like, it's hard to figure out a way to sew them on a machine. There's a lot of hand sewn stuff, and they look gorgeous. So I'm like, I might just stick in my lane, but I'm like so intrigued because a lot of them are beaded and stuff like that. So that would be really, really pretty. And I like working with beads too. hilariously enough, when I was a kid, I've always wanted to actually have a creative career. Wildly. This is not, so this one is one that I essentially stumbled on, but it's always what I've wanted to do in the future. So when I was like 5, 6, my goal was I wanted to be an author illustrator. That was hands down. That was it. Thank you for the belief in me. I love it. Should we do another round of like, can we do 100 small box bags before Knit City? Like that week before Knit City? Dallas will be home, so maybe I can. Should pick something that we're going to do, like a stupid number of. Probably should be Kato, but you know. Anyway, yeah, what was it? When I was 5, 6, it was author illustrator. Then it was like, and then I got into beads, and then it was, actually author was a really long-term one. It is part of why I went to university for English. And then now we're here making bags instead, which, hey, could be worse. Yeah, 30, and they're like, the hardest part is getting done right now, right? So totally not insane to finish them between today and tomorrow. The one thing I did mess up, so we're probably going to adjust a little bit, is I cut the, like the cuts that I was going, or the, so width to width, I cut the minis and the belt bags out of fabric, thinking that I'd also be able to do small box bags. A lot of them turned out too short. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to do a specialized, like a special run of extra small, because basically the fabric is an inch shorter, so it will impact the size of the bag. So I'm thinking that we'll just do a run of extra small. It'll be cute. It'll be something different, unless I decide to do something else. I guess the other thing we could do is we could actually do, I've had a request for chalk bags for climbers, which they were, so we discussed this at like Otafest last year, and then I touched base with them this year at Otafest, and they actually came over and looked at the Kato bags, and they liked the shape of the Kato bag. It needs to be sturdier. So what I'm thinking is, actually now I just brainwaved that we probably could use these smaller pieces for that, because they need to be smaller and they need to be stiffer. So it'd be like Kato exterior, D-ring, like carabiner tabs in the carabiner in the back, so that it can like get connected to a belt or whatever they carry them on. And then I'm thinking wax canvas on the interior, because it'll provide some moisture control for the chalk, and the stiffness of the wax canvas will help it like stand up as well. And now that I think about it, I think that those pieces from the, actually maybe we wouldn't even add the canvas on, maybe we just do fully Japanese fabric on the exterior. Actually, I'll do two prototypes, and then they can decide from there. But, and then you would have, I don't think we would do leather as the drawstring. We would end up doing like cotton cord for the drawstring, because it's a little bit stickier. So it's not going to be as easy to be like, just open up, which has been solved by the cord locks, thank God. But there's like a couple different factors that we have to consider for something like this. That must be stacks of 5. So 5. Oh, 10? That's definitely a stack of 10, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Weird. Okay. Yeah, okay. We're around 15 left to do. Yeah, wax canvas in the interior for sure. I'm thinking we'll still use just the regular black canvas on the exterior. And then wax canvas on the interior. Because obviously we want the cute fabric in this case on the exterior. So, oh, this is such a good fabric. Still. But yeah, maybe we could experiment with the fabric that I already have cut, because part of it is that I'm definitely able to make that bag fully out of that. Then we could use the other cuts for like glasses cases, because honestly, I haven't even, those have sold quite well again. They're not like insane sellers, but they're definitely like consistent if I have a good enough selection. And those will be actually, the glasses cases will be really good for November for art market. Okay, so after this, we're gonna go in and we got to do all the zipper pulls. And then we need to go in and we need to do the box edges. And then we need to go in and do the turning and the twill. So I think we'll probably get through boxing the edges. And then the turning and the twill is a tomorrow thing. Maybe. Or if I get my ass in gear, maybe tonight. We've been doing I want to go like as low tech as we can this summer, which does not mean no TV. It means less device time. Unless it's raining or something, like we are just toast sort of thing. And then it'll be games on the iPads. We'll see how true I stand to this with Dallas gone. But mainly it's like getting the kids outside in our backyard at minimum for every day that it's not miserable. But what we have been doing is we've been doing like movie nights. So that's been going good, which is nice. We did Wreck-It Ralph the other night with Dallas home still. And then they actually were up with their grandparents on Tuesday for book club. And they started Wreck-It Ralph 2, so that's what we finished last night. So I was just realizing I should probably pick a movie out for tonight. Figure out what we should watch. Oh, Little Mermaid was the other one. Should actually go to the library and like see what they have as well. We need to make a library trip anyway. We'll do that on Saturday. Dog prince, what you gonna do? Okay, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. I do know why we paused on these, because it was just like either pause on these or don't pause on these and don't have a bunch of kato, or pause on these and get like other stuff done so there's more variety. Pretty sure that's what ended up happening. Also, I think we have this year's like schedule set, so I have the two here. We actually have a pop-up with Usagi Jinja, their midsummer festival, June, not July. June 28th, I think. I think it's the Sunday. And then we have the Stampede Breakfast with Ancient Arts Yarns, July 11th. Is that what's showing? Yeah, it's the second Saturday of Stampede. And then we'll be at Omatsuri, July 18th, 17th, and 18th, night market, day market. And then we'll be at Knit City, Calgary. And I keep fucking up these dates. Yeah, I know. I'll add, the thing about it is that they were just, you know how like they're really good tools and then suddenly the kids are just like demanding them all the time. We'd crossed that line, and so that's why I'm like, okay, we gotta have a hard detox from it for now, and then we can like figure out how it's going to serve us as a tool moving forward. Because the thing about it too is they've got some really good educational games on them, and I don't want them completely lapsing on that over the summer. So I think that might be part of it. Is it's like 1 or 2 hours, or like an hour on Saturday and Sunday, or 2 hours on Saturday or whatever. Saturday and Sunday. Because the other part of this is they also need downtime, right? So like I'm not going to try to be that fully, but a lot of the science is also backing up that like communal watching is way healthier for the brain than device, right? We know this even as adults. So, and honestly, even here, it's like me talking to you and you talking to me is a different, better interaction than either of us sitting down and watching YouTube videos by ourselves. Because they find that the neural pathways that FaceTime develops for children is beneficial, whereas, right? Oh, excuse me. Maybe. Yeah, no, it's just sore. You didn't sneeze and I got a sore nasal passage. But anyway, so it's just like, we just got to figure out where it serves us. And it had, like I said, crossed the point of, it was too much. We have long winters, right? So like when it's -40 outside, I gotta suck it up and we gotta start going outside. But I hate it. I hate going out in the cold. So, yeah. Anyway, where are we at? Oh yeah, Knit City, Calgary. We are going to be at Knit City, Calgary for shows. So the 2 that are there, and then September 26th, 27th is the market for Knit City. And then I will be in Japan. What race is on October 11th? Oh, Dallas is racing in Chicago. That's right. Okay. What the fuck is on the calendar here? It's like purple, which means race. Yeah, I'll be in Japan at the end of October, and then we've got art market November 19th through 22nd. So that's exciting and terrifying. And then I'm starting to line up events for next year as well. But I will announce those like closer to the date. I need to do a nice graphic to show my like the schedule that's coming up, I guess. I should do something about that. On the flip side of this conversation as well with the kids with the devices, it also needs, like, I need the device break too, right? So it's like movie time, now that I'm not a full jungle gym for the kids, is actually perfect for knitting. So like I've knit probably 3/4 of a pair of socks for my youngest. Well, 3/4 of a sock in the last couple movies sort of thing. So, and once I actually figure out how long their foot is, I have a feeling I'm super close to the cuff as well at this point. So did I say that I got like enabled into mini perler beads? Yes, I do think that was talked about once I had the mic on. I definitely was talking about it with the mic off at the very beginning. I'm like, damn it. I should show you what actually once I finish these, I'll show you what actually enabled me into thinking that I wanted to do it again. Well, I've been thinking I wanted to do it again anyway, but like in my brain, it was the really big, like chunky guys. And what I saw last night was definitely not the big chunky guys. It's so pretty. And then I saw a tutorial today about adding some sparkle into coasters, and the coaster idea is really good. We need some like special teacher gifts over the for next week at least. This isn't happening for kindergarten teachers tomorrow. I'm gonna go get her a bouquet of flowers, I think. Because I don't want to add to like mugs or anything like that. I guess I could do like a gift card. Maybe a gift card and flowers. I feel like that's the most like useful, right? Without adding like world's #1 teacher for like the cupboard again or something. I figured flowers are consumable in some ways. You don't have to keep them around forever. We're definitely getting the head teacher for the preschool flowers next week. But anyway, this tutorial for these coasters was like little flowers, and then you put little like diamonds. I think they're the actual like diamond painting diamonds, and you put them in between the flowers as like the whatever the fuck it's called, where the pollen is typically, like in a daisy. Perler beads, okay, so they're little melt beads. Depending on how old your kids are, they may or may not have been popular. And I don't know if they were popular in Australia or not. But in Canada, it was like, I'll show you. But it was basically like, they're called fuse or melty beads. I think out of Europe, they're Hama, H-A-M-A. Perler is legitimately the actual like brand name in the US and what I would have known as a child. But yeah, fuse beads, melt beads, etc. Apparently they have actually been around since the 70s. I didn't know this. I'm like, cool. But last night I got influenced by, it was actually a mobile of cats with stars, and I'm like, oh no. So the first decision was like, okay, the eldest is ready for perler beads. They might get the like larger 5mm ones, and I might work with the smaller ones just to see how they work and stuff like that. But the detailing between the two is nuts. Like the difference is insane. Anyway, so I've been wanting to introduce these like melty beads to the eldest, and I feel like it's a good craft for the both of us to do together, sort of thing. So here's the thing, I have a creative job, but actually I don't do a lot of like crafts anymore. I've also been seeing a bunch of like beaded mobiles, so I think that might be another one that we do over the summer, because again, it's not just getting off screen time for the kids, it's getting off screen time for me. So and Dallas, we can all benefit from it. And these are things that we could do out on the deck, which is nice too. So it's like, I'm not like, they don't have to go out and be active. They got to get their asses outside, right? If that makes sense. Here, I'll look it up because I actually sent it to my friend, because then I was like, do you want to do it with me? And she's like, yes. Like, good. So this is obviously, oh, okay, so this is not the one that enabled me. But she's making like her cat's like fluffy with his towel. Look at it, it's so cool. So fucking cool. Anyway, so that was one of them. And then the one though that got me to like be like actually looking at it is this guy. Oh God, I don't want to listen to the music. Sorry. And then yeah, my friend was like, that looks like it has a lot more detail than we used to have as kids. And I'm like, yes, but look at these guys. So I love it. I don't quite know how that got connected everywhere or at the top, but like it is adorable and I want it. So the main thing that actually made me think of like if I'm doing stuff, what am I actually going to want to be making with them? And I was like, Keyblades from Kingdom Hearts, obviously, apparently, is what popped into my brain. So that's where I'm probably going to start. I need to look up some. The nice thing about this craft is I should be able to look up some patterns, kind of like cross stitch patterns, because it's all pixels, and like it'll be a nice kind of like turn the brain off one, right? So while still being it's creative with instructions. There we go, without always having to like make stuff up. Or even make a lot of decisions, because it'll even have a color chart. And if you're like, you could just cross stitch with that. Yeah, I know. I should also be doing that. It is a lot of beads. Yeah, so that was the other thing, is figuring out, okay, we don't have that size of beads. I do have some 5mm beads because someone gave away a kit last year in our like buy nothing group. So I have that for the eldest. The 2.6 is for me technically. So that's part of it, is figuring out just how many goddamn beads you need and like where to source them, because that they're going to be consistent without breaking the bank. So there is actually a couple good suppliers on AliExpress. It looks like, because the blunt truth of it is that person that I was just showing you is probably reselling off of AliExpress. So for now, though, I went with Evil Amazon, and they'll be here tomorrow. Oh, right, I was going to show you the coaster, because the coaster is really pretty. The nice thing about doing stuff like that is that it's like not something that I have to do all at once, right? You could do it in bits and pieces as desired. Why is this? Oh, no, get out of here. I don't want to be connected to the Mac. Saved, I think. Did I save it? No. I don't know if it's this crazy or crazier than the ones that are like, you should bead your, like, you should make a bunch of, like, string beads on lights, which, oh, that sounds like a lot. I know, I haven't crafted with the kids as much as I wanted. We started coloring last week, and that was nice. I think they're also, though, at a good age now to actually, like, craft without me becoming too overstimulated, hopefully. Like, grasping basic information. And being able to follow multi-step directions, which some of these crafts that I do want to do with them are definitely, they were not age appropriate. So, was that I was reading the other day? Providing, like, just right challenges. So I think we're at the point where that, like, following a pattern, even if it's, like, laid out for you, is a just right challenge right now. So. And then they both want to learn how to knit over the summer. I'm like, okay, that is something we could do. They probably could spin at this point as well. So I should, like, actually clear my spinning wheel off so that they could start trying. Yeah, so there's stuff to do. I didn't do the other side. Katie, what the hell? Just this one. Just the strawberries. Fuck. I'm like, where's the other ends to trim? Not there at all, because we did not sew it. Okay. Fixed. Not a big deal. Just annoying. Oh, trimming down all the threads. Okay, I'm going to turn the machine off, though, because I don't want to step on this pedal and then, like, catch something. Here, you may as well... What is going on here? I can't actually see what the hell I'm doing. Yeah. All I'm doing is trimming down threads right now. It is, I am sure, extremely riveting. Really do need to go in. I know that I keep talking about it, but I need to go in and I need to make a list of the whips and potential new products that we want in the next little bit so that I can actually do the production of them for November. And if you're like, Katie, what the hell are you talking about? Water bottle holders, like slings. It's basically a crossbody sling with some crossbody cylindrical bag with a, like, sewn in strap, adjustable strap, I think. Actually, are we? No, I think we will do it so that you could swap them out still, because I have had people that have, like, it's not a big deal for me to make longer straps. There we go. It is a big deal if it's connected into the bag and you can't take it out. So there's that. The passport folders need to be revamped and sewn. And I really do feel like that's a good option for gifts. So as long as I can keep it at a moderate-ish price range. Revamping of the tote bags. And we'll see what happens from there. We got the majority of the gyoza bags done. I did set 2 aside because they were extremely large. With the Shiba Inu ones, so I'm going to trim those down and then we'll do those. But that's going to be what's like actually that is something that it's going to take up a large portion of the update this weekend, or the 19th. I used to trim these down at the end, and then I realized that it is actually faster to do it now. Annoying, but faster. Actually, yeah, we should do the bead mobiles sooner rather than later, because hanging those in their windows would be a lot of fun. Or like across my big window here or something. Actually, well, they've got the window above their chairs in here, so they could like hang them up there, and that would look really cool. Should go to, actually what I should do for that is, because I was like, pony beads are like, for what you get, they feel very expensive. But we have a art thrift store in Calgary now, so maybe I should go down there and see what I can get there, because that would be cool. And would like make sense. So I know these ones are turning out really good. Like I said, and they're going to provide the contrast that the small box bags need right now, because there's very little contrast. It's all like really light colors and stuff like that. Since we obviously dropped all what we were working on for the dark ones. And like seasonally appropriate. Strawberries, florals, a really nice warm cat bag. Warm colored. And I always really like this citrus one. It's one of the older prints. And I think this is the last of the actual like bags. It might show up in some of the smaller stuff like triangle pouches. I'm like, okay, it's bad, but I'm toying with the idea of whether we bring the triangle pouch back or not, or into like, yeah, it usually sells really well when I have it, but I'm like, my brain's just like, I don't want to make it. But then I don't know what to do with the size of cuts that are like left over for it. So I'm like, maybe we do one last run of them again. We could make them like actual notions pouches. That size of notions pouch might actually be more useful than the triangle pouch. It's basically like, it would make the size of a mini wedge bag, like small wedge, like smaller than what I used to make for a small wedge bag, but not by much actually. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We also, we need grime guards. I'm like, it was like grime guards didn't sell, and then last weekend we ended up selling like 4 or 5 of like the 12 that I had left maybe. So I was like, okay, time to make more. I haven't made grime guards for a while. We did finish up a lot of we did do all the cake cozies, so I'm not worried about their stock. We need to go in. I'm tweaking the needle stashers a little bit. I used to do 3 snaps across the thing. I'm only going to do 2 because it'll save me a third of the time, literally, and like supplies. And everyone was always confused by the third snap anyways, so down to 2 will go there. And that will also mean that I'm like, hopefully more motivated to actually finish them, because applying snaps is like, I don't know, once it's done being sewn, it's like, yeah, we're done, and then it's like, oh, we gotta do snaps. Because how long have we had those finished? Since before last Knit City. Katie, bad. And then I do think I'll end up, I like got rid of all my plastic tagging guns Mwah, mwah. But I think we'll bring back a plastic tagging guns for them, and then notions pouches. I'm trying to figure out a way to, like, I've got a new spinny rack that actually works for what we have for products, and I'm like, how do we put them on there? The easiest way is the little plastic hang tags, like the ones. But they drive me nuts because I'm like, I hate having to take those off of like the kids' clothes and stuff like that. So I don't know yet. I want to move away from them. That's why I got rid of the guns and things. So maybe we'll work on, like, I don't know. I also need to do, like, actually do scrunchy wraparound things on the cricket too. So all the things, but like I need to actually have packaging stuff better sorted here. Because the scrunchies would look really cute on the spinny rack too, compared to like the stand rack I usually have them on. I also won't be able to have the stand rack when I'm at Art Market because the setup, like I don't have a corner booth. So it's going to be a different kind of setup there too. I'm actually going to try one of the Z layouts it's called. So it's like, so because I'll be in an aisle booth, it'll be like table at the front, table down the side, and then a like rack in the back of the bags. I think it'll work. We'll try it. Because then it does kind of lean into what we learned with Otafest of like having an out display. Yeah, they do damage fabric. That's what I don't like about them. Or you end up with a little plastic piece inside, and it's plastic. I want to reduce our plastic usage, not contribute to it. Which is why I've gone to bulb stitch markers for like adding the tags onto the bags. Perfect for like knitters. I get that those are kind of useless for the normal people as well, but like at least it's not plastic. Plus, yeah, it's not just that. Yeah, you like break the tag off and then you got plastic inside and you put a hole through the like thing. Usually what I would do with them when I was using them before is, so with the notions pouches, I'd put them through the zipper head, which worked. And then with the needle stashers, I would put them through the seam. So kind of like in between the two layers. And so they weren't actually going through the fabric that much. But then you'd still, like, the part that annoyed me is that you'd end up with, like, when you cut it off or broke it off, you'd still end up with that little plastic piece inside of the needle stasher. So, like, that's why I'm trying to still avoid them in part. But I do really want to figure out a way to put them on the spinny rack because people like spinny racks and they sell best off of that. So I'll figure it out. I just don't know what yet. Honestly, the best option might be like trying to figure out a way of maybe something similar to a scrunchy wrap, but like that would go over the, like through the middle. Actually, no, it has to be over the end because otherwise they don't like hang nicely. So okay, I'm gonna finish this up and then it's gonna be a wash and break. And then we'll come back down and we're going to box all the edges. All of them. What time is it? 10 after 2. I have to head out at 4 because I got to pick up the kids by 4:30 as per the aforementioned tight timeline for soccer. Hey, Flynn. It's like, yeah, whatever. Actually, it would be better to actually do something like the scrunchie too as well. I was just realizing, because then I could actually put a note on it. But what it is, because you call it a needle stasher and no one knows what it's for, right? And it does kind of sound like, here, put your insulin needle in here or something, right? Like a syringe stasher. But I'd be able to put a little bit of information on there, like put your cap off your knitting or something like that. I don't know. It's like I have to actually finish the product before I even really continue to consider how to do this. My chair is so creaky and it is so quiet down here. It's like all right, 2 more, then a break, then I'll come back down and we will get these boxed. Get the boxed ends boxed, and then we'll see how much time we have after that, because the boxing does take a surprisingly long amount of time. I'm always shocked by how long it takes. So well, it's not an embroidery needle stasher. But that's a good point. I want to do the needle holders. It's when you're knitting, and like especially on the DPNs for like socks or something like that, you can like pop this over and it snaps and it holds the the ends of the needles, and then your project like hangs down between the snaps. So that's why I call it a needle stasher. It's not accurate now that I say it out loud, but it's the most descriptive. But that is a good point. We do want needle books, which we also need. Fuck me. Okay, maybe that's what we need to do while I'm doing the trim downs. Is we'll like dictate out the list. I know science says that writing it down is better for your brain, but anyway. You shall go to sleep then. But I'll be back in a couple minutes if you don't. So, bye. Give me a moment. all of the lists, right? Okay. I was like, we're going to box next. No, we need to install zippers. Like the zipper pulls. But hey, it's been an hour since we heard thunder, so I opened my window again. So we have at least one volunteer pumpkin in the garden. And then we also have, I'm pretty sure we had volunteer sunflowers in the garden, but we pulled those up. We definitely have volunteer sunflowers over in the other one, though. I also thought we had a bunch of volunteer peas, but turns out they were just weeds. It's like, damn it. Made my ground too nutritious with peas last year. Okay. God, I am brain dead right now, too. Fried like a fried egg. Yum, yum, yum. I don't know why I took it that far. All right, let's ignore that. Okay, so the one thing about this new setup that I'm realizing is that it's good. It's fine. What I need to do is I probably need to pull this table over this way. Yes, because we need to be able to get into those zip pulls. All right, I'll go pull this over a bit. Maybe. Hopefully. God. Dallas was shocked that I got the freaking... Okay, to be fair, I'm shocked that I got the machine head down by myself. Because it's like a 90-pound machine head. But I'm like, but that's like... The kids weigh more at this point. Now, am I regularly carrying them by myself? No. Usually I do split the load up now because I'm just like, I am not risking that injury. Okay, that was actually far easier than I anticipated. And honestly, if I were to move this shelf out by like a quarter inch, I could actually get some more room. So let's do that. Although this is a really good spot for this because I needed something to hold the zippers and things like that. Ow, I just banged. Hi. Yeah, did you just realize I'm back? Yes, hello, buddy. I know, I got the chair cleared off, so now you can like chill in the chair, hey? There. Right? That should work. And then I should be able to get into my zippers. Yes, that actually gave me a significant amount more space. This is too far out. I can actually move back in a bit. And if it's justified towards the other sewing machine, that's not a big deal because we don't work on as much of the surface as we do on this one. So, okay, let's see. Yay, now I can get into my drawer. I don't even know what colors I need, but we know for sure we need black. I'm going to assume we need black, I guess. I'm just going to assume we need all the colors except for the off-white, which is all the way at the back anyway. Definitely all the dark colors. Ah, I'm sorry. We're running into you here. Okay. All four. And then the jig is in here somewhere. There it is. It's with like the large traveler slings. And we'll have to rotate this because these are 3s, not 5s. Dun dun dun. All right, so we need to do lists. Lists of the things of the things of the things, right? Let's just turn it this way. Otherwise it's too loose the other direction. I think I can actually raise it. God damn. Like, I think I can raise this promptly. Ah! Promptly drop the thing. Run my glasses into the little arm that we're trying to adjust. Jesus. Okay. Let's open up my notes app and we will dictate to the thing. Okay, I don't need notes about what flowers I had anymore. Cool. Okay, so first things first, I am going to actually, let's sort out these guys so that that is like not on my brain. They all have zipper pulls already because they were not, they're like the pre-done zippers. Because we do still have a significant chunk of those. So there's no point in like wasting them. Not like zippers go bad, but we may as well be using everything at our finger, like all the resources at our fingertips. And then let's sort them into the different colors. So then we're only having to work with one color at a time. Yes, that actually makes sense, even though I pulled them all out. And then we will do the dictation to the tiny tech overlord. Okay, navy, black, navy, navy, black, black, gray, red, one red. I don't think there's a lot of red right now. Black, navy, black, navy. Cool. Okay, so we'll start with the red because there's only one red, and then we'll do the gray because there's two gray, and then we'll do the navy, and then we'll do the black. Okay. So this is not going to be the master list for everything that we're going to do over the summer. It's going to be a general guideline so that we don't get completely sidetracked. Will I still get sidetracked? 100%. Is that acceptable? Also 100%, because what's the point otherwise, right? But this is what has been like sitting on the brain, taking up the mental space. That's part of why, was it called the parking pad? Like note, right? Instead of like constantly talking circles around it and then also not following through, which is super annoying sometimes, right? So, okay, why is this zip not going on? Come on, zipper. Zipper pull. Oh, shit. Zippers don't normally have directionality, but then sometimes it's like, do they? As soon as I get it on, it's going to be fine. But apparently getting it on today, maybe I'm also used to doing the fives, which are like less picky. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to line it up with its center line, because why not while we're here? And then that is ready to be trimmed. Yay! Okay. Navy, black, gray. So, list. New products for 2026. Actually. New products for Art Market, November 2026. And Knit City, September 2026. Knit. I'm just like, that's a dick. Okay. And then I completely blank. What the fuck do we actually want to do? It's not necessarily new products. I'm just going to put products because here's the thing. Sheena. Hobo bag. Water bottle holders. Revamp passport holders for single passports. New and reintroduced products. Products to restock for Knit City 2026. Grime guards. Grim guards. Guards. Small box bags. Kato bags. Cross-stitch bags. Cross-stitch project bags. Cambridge bags. Dundurn totes. Upcycled Obi traveler slings. Mini traveler slings. What else have we been talking about? That's a lot of it. Whips to finish. Needle stashers. Needle folders. God, that's too much stuff. Oh well. Okay, so we have new and reintroduced products for Art Market and Knit City is the Sheena Hobo Bag. Why I say introduced is because we've done it before or reintroduced, but we've got better skills, the skills with the Z. And we also have the new machine. So I think, and like we are going to revamp it before we introduce it because we will not be using vinyl on the bottom. We'll be using, I think in this case, we're going to pair it with waxed canvas. So there's like the gusset on the bottom, and I think waxed canvas for that's going to be really good. So that's part of the reintroduction of it. Water bottle holders will be new, but I have I think I know what we're doing for that. And then the revamp, we've never actually had the passport holders, but I need to revamp what we've already cut. And then to restock, we are going to restock Grime Guard, small box bags, Kato, cross-stitch project bags. We have actually never done cross-stitch project bags, so that should go up in the new section. But we did test it. I have it there, but I'm also a little bit hesitant about it because it was a lot of work. So I'm trying to decide if we do actually put it into production or not. It's gonna be a pricey product because I'm just like, it's so much work. So I'm leaning towards it might not. Ooh, backpacks. Right, because the fail point on the backpacks was not actually the pattern or my skills. It was the machine. Okay, what else? No, that is the line right there. Cool. I'll make sure that all these are centered properly before I cut them. I'm gonna put a question mark with the cross stitch bags because at the same time, like they take up a lot of time, and the time that I put in them, I might actually be able to make more other products that are guaranteed to sell. Just flat out, right? The Cambridge bags, they're all gone, so we definitely have to restock them because when did we finish those? Like January? Did we finish those for January? Yeah, they didn't go to any shows last year. The first ones that they were at was the anniversary pop-up, weren't they? Right, because we experimented with them last year, and then I only got the time to work on them like early this year. Okay, Dundurn totes, Dundurn, and then they'll get a snap. Dundurn totes with snap. Okay, so it's snap. Tootsie bags. Dundurn totes with snap. Okay. Upcycled Obi traveler slaves. No, slings. That's the no-duh situation. We don't actually have as many Obi as I anticipated coming out of Japan this trip. So that is something that we'll do some for like all the summer and Knit City, and then I will be focusing in on picking up more Obi when I'm there in October for Art Market restocking. So I kind of have to have like two lists almost that we should be doing, like what we should do before we go to Japan and what we should do for after we go to Japan. And then who the fuck knows though, like I don't know how Knit City's going to go this year. So that's also going to impact what we end up actually putting our time into too, between the two. Mini Traveler, this one has swing, but sling which honestly we're working on right now. We may or may not need to restock before Knit City for that, so that's good. We need and then I have needle folders, which are, yeah, we were talking about the embroidery needle holder thing. That actually needs to be up here with the new products. Ooh, we need to restock. Okay, so we need mini bifold wallets, elasticized. And then it just reminded me there was one other thing that needed to be. We are going to need to do another run of bookmarks because I'm pretty sure those are going to be super popular at, well, I hope they're super popular at Art Market. Bookmarks. And then what the fuck else? It's like I'm trying to transcribe that. As much as I say the cross stitch project bags, actually I could slim down the cross stitch project bags and that would help too, because it's like, although I really like how it's set up, but that's the issue I'm having. It's like, it's just so well done, but it is so much work having to bind all of the pockets or all the vinyl. That's where I'm getting hung up on. And that just could be a skill thing. So I should get, like, theoretically, I should get faster as I make more of them. But binding is not my strong suit. So then on the flip side, actually, because the other thing I could do is I could just follow through on the cross stitch bags that I have partially done and I've now torn apart to make new bags out of. With like basically the frame and the vinyl. I like the floss organization on the bag that I have in the works. Oh, that's also a good reminder. We've got, I want to do that YouTube pouch with vinyl front. That's exactly what it sounds like. It's a tutorial on YouTube and it's a pouch that has a vinyl front. I was going to do some reverse engineering to add another zipper into it. I'm just going to follow the goddamn pattern. Pouches. We do need, speaking of that, Notions pouches. I know I'm calling them Notions pouches. They're not. They're just pouches. Binding foot. I know. Wonder if I can add one to the cylinder one. Because I was thinking about it, I'm like, the embroidery pouch is not something that you can turn. One moment. Don't I have a binding foot? I do. 1 inch. So it's skills. I need to actually get my skills in place. And part of the problem with the binding foot on the Juki is that, so it's on the plate, because you have to change the whole plate out, and then you have to change the feed dogs as well. It's so much fun. I wonder if I would be able to like sew the binding on my brother, like the domestic machine. So I kept the domestic machine around because it was like, there's some uses for it still. Brother. Like with that might actually be easier, be less daunting. I just have to set the actual freaking machine up. Consumables and options. 1/4 inch binding foot. Ooh, that would actually like, it runs a bit different, but it would work. So I guess it would have to match. It would have to match the binding I want to use, right? So a 1/4 inch A 1/4 inch binding foot, make it a 1/4 inch. I know, I don't have time anyway, exactly. Snap on, that's fine. Okay, so what are the binding foots? Ooh, an adjustable binder foot. Ooh. Oh my god. The thing about getting that is it means that I could make like placemats. Currently out of stock, of course. Does fit my machine. Yeah, no, the nice thing about writing that out is I do think I probably have too many. But I can dream. Make your own bias tape or attach ready-made tapes with this binding foot. Attaches bias tape with widths less than, oh Jesus, less than a 1/4 inch. Wait, so, okay, so it could use an inch wide double fold, right? Specifications. Honestly, the adjustable might be the best one though. How to adjustable binder foot. Perfect. That's exactly what I need. Because that goes up to 20 millimeters, it looks like. And so that would be a little bit closer. Because I think we're supposed to have a like 1 inch. Okay, so straighten the tape. Okay, so the foot then is using the tape at its folded width. Okay, cool. So that's exactly what we need then. But if I did the adjustable, then that would actually make it. And I wouldn't have to like swap the, like swap everything out every time I did it, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I am hesitant about that one though, because given how long it took to do, I'm kind of like, how many other bags could I make and make, like, realistically make more money? Right? That project though would challenge my skills the most too, so like there's something to be said for that as well, of like actually growing your skill level. So I don't know, we'll figure it out at some point. It might not be for Knit City this year. That might be a Knit City next year project, so that I'm ready for Art Market this year, because I don't know what to expect from Art Market yet. Anyway, I think at least the new stuff, so the confirmed new stuff that I think we should really focus in on, let's see. Sheena Hobo, water bottle holders, the revamped passport holders to become singles, backpacks. The backpack I'm also a little bit on. Again, it's going to be quite an expensive one to do, but that's okay. I think maybe have a small selection of them available. They also match the vibe of like the Dundurn tote. So I think it'll be okay. It's not like it's going to be like a massive shock. There's also no one there that I know of making backpacks. Needle folders, which is more of a Knit City thing than it is an Art Market thing. And then the pouch with the vinyl front is just a really cute little project. Just a cute project, not a little project. It's a cute project. And it'll look really good for like both or all of the above markets. So, okay. And then to restock, grind guards, small box bags. That's part of what we're doing right now, which is good. Kato, because they're perennially popular. Oh, right, that was the other thing. Crossbody webbing straps. Cambridge, Dundurn, traveler slings, mini traveler slings, mini bifold wallets. I need to figure out, I don't remember the size on those. So I need to figure out what the size on the mini bifold wallets is. I just need to pull one out and look at it. Bookmarks, notions pouches. We have a whole container of like pieces for notions pouches. We just need to sit down and actually do. Crossbody webbing straps. And then we need to finish the needle stashers. So maybe after this, we actually do the needle stashers. Like after we're done the sewing of the small box bags. The next thing is needle stashers. Because that snaps. Like, is that something that I could take up and do while the kids are watching movies and then we're all kind of like in the same room? So they've enjoyed like cuddling in. And that's been the regulating, is like the like parent fully present watching, communal watching. Oh well, we'll figure it out. Come on, zipper, 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 zipper. Yeah, you did it. Oh man, there's some oldies but goodie fabrics in here, like these micro polar bears with the big old raindrops. Such a good bag, or such a good fabric. All gone, but a good one nonetheless. Oh, come on. Seriously? There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3 more. 3 more. 3 more. And then we need to do the box cuts. 3 o'clock, so we got time. About an hour. Gotta figure out what we're doing for dinner tonight, because I have no clue right now. We ended up, so I said that I was going to do mac and cheese last night. We did actually end up doing mac and cheese, but what is it? Addition to stuff, not subtraction from stuff. So it's like have the mac and cheese, but like add stuff in that should make it more nutritious. So I cooked it with red lentils and actually boiled it with like collagen in the water. I will not do the collagen in the water again. That was gross. It's bone broth flavor. It's like such good collagen, but it's like, I can't do it. Maybe if it was Itchy Ben or something like that, but I need to figure out a different way to get collagen supplemented in. I think like type 1 and 3 can become unflavored, but it's adding the type 2 in that adds the flavor, which is weird because I think that's the marine source. There's like 3 different sources apparently. At least that's what I remember from my research a few years ago. Anyway, would not recommend that, but I did boil lentils in it and that was not too bad. It's a little bit grainy, so I hope they ate it for lunch. But that would add like iron and fiber and protein. And hot dogs, because, you know, balance. But I forgot to cook the broccoli. I actually love broccoli. I was like, yeah, it was the last thing on my brain last night. I even said I was going to cook broccoli and then I didn't. But we did do mac and cheese. So part of it was I cooked it that way so that it was like, well, I've got a big container of lentils, right? So, and again, trying to add instead of like, be like, no, we don't eat the mac and cheese. Plus the kids eat it covered in ketchup anyway, so they shouldn't be able to notice a lot of the lentils in it. So, hopefully. I mean, my eldest was definitely like, it's got lumps. And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I should have blended the lentils. Plus lentils are cheaper than broccoli right now. Yeah, the collagen isn't a big deal. The The fact that it's bone broth flavored is, because they're like, mix it into your favorite hot drink. And I'm like, I'm not, I tried. I tried putting freaking bone broth into my coffee, and nope. Ruined the coffee. So that's a me problem. I gotta figure it out. So it probably would work best in something like Ichiban, like ramen, where you've already got a broth flavor. Or like, I was actually thinking about, I'm like, what would have been better with the noodles yesterday is actually just chicken broth. I'm like, it would do the same goddamn thing, but it would create a nice flavor profile for the noodles. Because I have cooked, oh, what was it? It was, oh my god, I missed like a bunch of, oh no, these have already got, right, these are the ones that already have their zip pulls on them. So it doesn't matter now when I do any of these. What did I do one time with the rice? I put chicken broth in with the rice in the rice cooker, and that was really good. Because then you just put some like butter on top or something, and you've got like chicken brothy stuff in it. That was delicious. Where's my marking tool? I'm like, all the other stuff is over here, so where is the little template for the boxes? God damn it. No. Where did it go? It was in the box. We took it out. I specifically took it out because I'm like, we're going to need this. Meow, 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 meow. Well, that's where you went. You're garbage anyway. There we go. Maybe it's under the belt bags. Yep. Ah, I saved it. There it is. Only problem now is that, well, A, the exterior is larger than the interior, which is what it's supposed to be. But these are dark fabric, so I'm going to have to trim every single one of these separate. Damn it. Can't, like, mark them and then cut them afterwards. But it doesn't make... and my button maker is out of commission right now. I got to find a... hex key that's large enough to actually fix it. But I took it with me to Otafest because I was like, cool, we need like some more buttons because we're running low on buttons, so I can make buttons while I'm like standing at Otafest. Cause it's fun. And it always like opens up questions, right? So it's a sales tactic. But the like starter side of the press is out of alignment now, and I'm like, how the fuck does that even happen? I don't get it. So from what I can tell, I need to take a hex key, loosen it, turn it so that it hits the like stuff proper, and then I'll be able to make more buttons. I'm just like, sounds like a lot of work. But replacing the molds is also expensive, so I'm like, damn it. Stuck right now. So it's annoying. Anyway. It's like... The press is like, stay in your lane. Keep making bags. Not other shit. It's more just like, it's nice to have it when I'm at events because then like you're still making something and yeah. No, I cut a bunch of the fabric, but that was it. I'm super annoyed. Why does that look like that's actually like a lint? Probably time to actually clean up the machine again. I swear, I didn't clean this machine out for like 3 to 4 years. And then since I started cleaning it, it's been like, and now it's time to clean again. And I'm like, really? Come on. Hey, Flynn, how are you? Yes, I know. You are a handsome boy. And a pest. Hey, here. Your tree's up here. And then you can chill on the blanket. He's like, nah, birds. The birds are over here. The window's over here. Okay, this one I can mark, so we're going to. If you like, you could take a chalk pen. Yeah, I know. It's probably what we're going to do, because honestly, it is faster to mark and then cut than it is to, like, cut them all the time. I know, but that's the thing, is the molds even on Amazon are expensive. Like, that is the Amazon price. think it's about $100 to replace. So it's worth, besides the factor of like the cost of it financially, it is worth like trying to fix it first. Just haven't done it yet because I'm annoyed with it. Takes like, or to try to get Telus to fix it. Because let's be realistic here. I probably could figure it out. Actually, I have figured it out. I haven't found the big enough hex key because our tool drawer is a disaster. Hi. Well, that's pretty. That was a pretty meow. Yes, it was. Hey, pretty boy, what's up? Mm-hmm. You're a pretty boy. Pretty, pretty, pretty boy. How long have these waited to be like... Oh, the hex key. We have a big set. I saw it the other day, and I was like, I'm going to grab that and use it. I actually think it might be on the bedside table for some reason. I don't even know. That's what I mean when like our tools are like a mess some days. We're probably using it to take apart a crib. Something of that nature, right? So, actually, I think that's probably exactly it. I think that's the last time we used hex keys in the house, like for household stuff. So I have like my tool kit for the business, and it's a very obvious toolbox, and just leave it alone. Although I think my snips ended up getting pulled from there the other day, and now I'm like, where are the snips? Because of course the zip ties can't get cut by scissors very easily without, well, they can, but they destroy the scissors. So although when I was at Peace, it was like this guy came to like borrow tools, which I have no problem with because I have been there. It sucks if you forget something, and they forgot a bunch of stuff. But then he was like, do you have this in the toolbox? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, can I look? And I'm like, yeah, but it's not there. It's like, I know what's in my toolbox. So, never again. Just, nope. Not, at least not for them, if we run into them again. It's just so rude. It's like, you're the one who forgot your stuff. There's a Canadian Tire, or there's a Walmart in town. You could have gone and fucking figured it out. But no. You're gonna be rude to the person that you're trying to borrow tools from instead. Thanks. It's cranky. Anyway. Because he was looking for a hex key. I don't carry hex keys for work, for like the setup and stuff like that, except for the very specific one that I have for like a very specific purpose of setting up and taking down my the one bag rack, because that's the one that fits that one, and that's the only reason it's in there. But I'm just like, no. Super annoying. Okay, so I have a feeling we'll probably get these all marked. Will we get them cut is another question. But at least I'll be able to just come back and just like finish them up. And realistically, considering that I started like less than 3 hours ago, we're doing good. I'll take it. Small wins. Considering how much I haven't wanted to come down. I don't know what's up. It's just like, yeah, it has been a busy few months. And as much as this is my opportunity to catch up, it's like also the opportunity to have like a small, tiny breather. So reduced hours instead of completely not doing anything, I think is the key right now. And considering that like I've got a bunch of stuff cut ready to go, it's kind of nice because it's like, all right, what are we doing today? It's like X, and it's like, sweet. I don't have to think about that portion of it because it's like, we finished the belt bags. Perfect. Now you can do small box bags. Awesome. And then we'll start on the minis. Amazing, right? So, I may or may not be on tomorrow. Just because we end up having, we've got the year-end kindergarten party tomorrow. Maybe not. If I am, I'll be on in the earlier morning, instead of the afternoon. And then I won't be back on until Monday. I know, people suck some days. Including me. Like, I'm not saying that I'm innocent in this either, but like, Jesus. Just like, I actively helped you by having tools that you could use, and then you're gonna like be a dickhead about it. Fuck off. Cranky. Anyway. I cut one and then I'm like, no, this is not happening. We're doing all of them and then we're cutting all of them. Webbing is good. Canvas is good. Interior should be all right until after this next round. We've got a bunch of new leather. I have rivets for the Dundurn. Actually, I figured out that Tandy has 1,000-piece sets, which is actually 2,000 pieces. Because it's like 1,000 sets. But, so that was, I don't think they're like cheaper, but it does mean less thought process about them. We have enough D-rings for now. All those zippers might come up, but we'll make do because I don't want to have to spend money on zippers. Like the number 5s. I think we've got enough in like the generic like black, gold, and things that we can at least fill in. We might run out of the fun colors is all, but whatever. Oh no. So, I'm considering that like really only one of our bags now uses zippers for like the number 3s, where that's going to be a lot of zipper for a very, like we're gonna have a lot of zipper for a very long time now. Cause yeah, like how many? So if I take the zips out of the tote bags, We have zips and notions pouches. If we do the cross stitch bags, there's zips in that. And there's zips in like triangle pouch. Like there's a few triangle pouches and like a few upcoming projects. Because the backpack uses number 5s, minis use number 5s, the belt bag uses the number 5. Yeah, so I don't know. Finally invest in like wholesale zippers, and then it's like, joke's on you, you're not using zippers very much anymore. Oh, again, zipper doesn't go bad. We're all good. It's just funny. We should do scrunchies and stuff like that too. Because like I'm trying to think of like, so we need a good balance for art market of like stocking stuffers and like gift item, right? So I think the Kato treads the gift line really well, and then we'll have some of the totes and the mini traveler sling or the traveler slings for like a higher end gift line. But then it's the stuff in like the lower end. Like, what are we doing that people will pick up? Like, because the small box bags work, but they don't display very well without the grid wall. And I'm trying to not have the grid wall there because I think it might, I don't know if it's going to work for what I kind of want to exude for the booth. Grid wall is amazing. It is very industrial. So... like what else can we kind of add in for it too? So bookmarks are definitely one. Ooh, right, ebook reader, like e-reader covers. Like e-reader. It's not quite a bag. It's not a bag. So it's basically like, yeah, a cover for it. My brain's like, and you're done. Ooh, we do need snap hooks. Do we? I think that was the one thing that I was like watching anxiously as, yes, we've got 1, 2, 3, 5 gold. Oh shit. Okay. Oh fuck, that is actually a problem because now I gotta go in and finish all those straps. Okay, I've got enough black. Oh, okay, good. No, never mind. I do have a few others that will work. They're just different from what I've been using. So we'll use these guys up on the mini traveler slings. I actually like the new ones I have better, which is why we haven't been using these ones as much. But, yeah, we can use these still. Okay. Cool. It's mostly because it's like, it's a slightly different color on between the two of them, but we can deal. It's fine. I think I've got a few of the older tri-glides we can use with those too. So all good. Actually, I wonder if I've still got black ones of that too, because I think I'm pretty sure I stocked black and I stocked gold. Nope. Oh, 2. So we'll use them up too, and then it's just done. Sweet. Okay. Thank you for the reminder, but I will still go get snap hooks because that would suck to run out of, and they're available in Calgary. So Yay. The one other thing I was eyeing is we might need a roll of interfacing, actually. And then I'm debating if I should go in and like iron and cut. Well, it's a big excavator going up the hill. If I should iron and cut all of the sheets and duvets. They're in the bins for now, but I'm like, do I prep them? And then I just can like pull from the bins or something like that? No, I don't remember looking for snaps or anything like that. Stronger snaps? Bigger snaps, maybe? I don't remember. So obviously it doesn't matter. I did a lot of my supply orders after Dawson because I was just like, all right, let's go. Get those credit card points. Was that right? No. You didn't spread the fabric, Katie. So not like at the halfway point either. Okay, so this is definitely the one fail point with this new system of boxing the edges, but I still think it's faster than the way I used to do it. It does take a little bit of finessing that I'm still not quite used to, though, because considering that we, like, the old way of doing it, we did for probably close to a decade. There we go. Well over a decade. Okay, when I go to cut this one, it's the inside line, not the outside line. Tear them into strips and then iron. Yeah, there's that too. So basically what I've done with them so far is I've opened them up. So like all the elastic is out and all the duvet covers have like their snaps or zippers pulled. So the next step in theory for me would be to iron them so that then I can cut them and they would be accurate. It would also mean that they would store better, even if I was just to iron them. Because that is the one drawback to the sheets and the duvets for the pockets is they have to be ironed before I use them because they're just, like, obviously since I'm going to the bins or the thrift stores, I wash all of them before I use them because you don't know where the bin. And in the bins especially, there's like, it's clean. Honestly, it's clean, but it's only as far as I'll throw it. Which is not far. Sort of thing, right? So, okay. Yeah, we're going to get these marked and then I'll head out because it's already 3:30. But honestly, I'm thinking I might do like iron and cut because it would like it takes the mental load off that I can just like it's honestly I am in the slow period of the coming year. I think what I would probably actually do is iron, cut, and then sew because why not? And then you just have pockets ready to go, right? Like I don't think it's the worst idea I've had. Is it crazy? Yes. Am I going to do it right now? Fuck no. This is where a rotary iron would come in very handy. Still super curious if anyone's ever used a rotary iron to like put their interfacing on. I don't think most people have thought of that. And I'm like, what about like in industrial settings? I guess most industrial settings aren't using cotton, so they're not really using like interfacings and stuff like that, right? Again, it's one of those weird middle ground problems of like, how do you create efficiencies when you're not like, I'm sewing out of my closet, but you're not like, I'm in a massive warehouse, right? Cottage industry problems, maybe? Very specific cottage industry problems. But yeah, that's where I've been with those right now. I'm like, maybe cut them down. At least cut them down to their size. It honestly might be something I hand off to Dallas if he's down for doing it over the summer, because he could iron it and cut it, because it's like, just use the template, whatever. Or maybe Tara. Tara could iron and cut them. Ooh, maybe I'll get her to come out. Ask if she'll come out. Should I ask her if she'll come out this weekend? Maybe. Or in the next couple of weeks, sort of thing. Because that would be extremely useful, because we're actually heading into another round of kato, and I've got some cut, but not all of them. And then the bins could just become pocket bins, and they would sit better in there. I should probably text her now. That doesn't mean I have to clear off my cutting table, though, in the next couple days. Yay, maybe that's something I do tonight. Maybe the kids watch something that we have watched ad nauseum, and I sit down and or stand up and do the rest of my tidying up. Not the worst ideas I've had. Questionable? Yes. Oh, there's 2. Do I have 2 strawberry handles? Shoot. Usually do duplicates, but okay, if I have 2 handles, we'll do 2 duplicates. Shitty, we don't. It doesn't look like. Okay. Why wouldn't I have 2 handles? I do! Success. Okay, good. Imagine getting them all the way to the end. We've done that, I think, before. It's like, oh, there's no handle. God damn. Doom, doom, zoom, zoom. Although you're right, if we were to cut them into strips of like approximately the right height, that would actually make more sense too, because then it's less to deal with on that quilt board, because the quilt board would be wide enough to do it. Okay. I see what you're getting at with the strips. And then cut down the like exact pocket size. Got you now. I got you now. Just took me far longer than it should have. As per usual. Okay, those are lined up. That is lined up with the zip. It is on side. There we go. Now it's lined up on the other side. I am going to probably want my rain jacket tonight. Not for the actual rain, but because it's windy outside. Ichiban. We're gonna have Ichiban with peas tonight. There we go. Will they eat the peas? Probably not. Is it fast? Yes. And I'm going to try the collagen in mine and see if I can do that. And then some layu, which is Japanese like chili oil on top. Yum, yum, yum. And at least the peas boiling in the water will mean that they'll get some nutrients in the broth. Right? Right! In theory. That is not lined up, is it? No, it is not. Okay. Alright, line up with the interior line, please. And thank you. Good. Line up with the interior line, please. And thank you. Okay, good. And then line both lines up with the zip. Come on. Come here. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Strawberries. Very seasonally appropriate. It is strawberry season. Mostly. Oh, I did start a new breakfast thing. I was like, there's been research into like how beneficial adding like chia seeds, which I enjoy anyway, to applesauce is. I don't enjoy applesauce, even unsweetened stuff, especially unsweetened stuff. But a bunch of people were like, we put it in yogurt with berries and the feedback was like, yes, perfect, because especially with raspberries, they have like one of the highest fiber per serving size. So I've been doing like yogurt with chia and either strawberries or raspberries, and it's been so good. It is not a good pre-run breakfast though, so I've got to figure out what I'm doing. Because like realistically, so it is the most, what the idea is that it helps a lot with the fiber, especially with the chia, because you leave it to like soak for a bit. And it makes like basically it, to me, the texture is very akin to tapioca pudding. So if you like tapioca pudding, worth a try. And then the flavor is a little bit nutty, kind of like flax seeds. Same idea, because it's got a lot of the like omega-3s and stuff like that in it. But the main thing I'm eating for is fiber and protein. And it has helped significantly. And then the idea of like adding it, so the idea of adding it into the applesauce is it gels up and creates basically like a chia seed plug. Like, wait, why am I talking about this on stream? But anyway, we're going to continue. And it provides you with two different types of fiber, because the chia and then the pectin of the apple is a different fiber. So it keeps your like, your buggies happy. So I figure with the yogurt, it's like really good, because then you get the probiotics and you get the fiber. And then like with strawberries, which also are really high in pectin, you're providing different fiber as well. So anyway, it's been pretty satisfying. But I forgot I need to figure out what I'm doing before it runs. Oops. Should probably just be like a piece of toast and some jelly or something like that. I know everyone says the protein, but the problem with the protein before a run is, yes, I need it to maintain muscle structure, but it does not sit well before a run. I'm just thinking about tomorrow morning. I'm like, it's supposed to be actually be actively nice out, so I should probably go for my run in the morning or something. It might be beneficial to go for a run in the morning, because I do have more races coming up. I actually have a race next weekend for Solstice. Y'all you cross the finish line at the same time. I think it's when Solstice actually is. So I think we're starting at like 9:05, and then everyone for the 5K. It's 150 people-ish. I think there's like 140 participants in Calgary. Then you cross the finish line at the same time, and then like party a bit because Solstice. The metal's really cool. And it includes a pair of running shoes. I'm like, sweet. Because someone like suggested it last year and she's like, it's a little bit expensive. And I'm like, yeah, but you're getting a pair of shoes plus a medal. Like, I have paid more for less on some of my races. So, are they going to be the best shoes? Maybe not, but they're worth a try. So, look at them be like one of the most comfortable pairs that I've had in like since kids. They're a brand that I did wear before kids, and then after kids I went back to them, and they had changed the formula so much that I just couldn't wear them anymore. I'm like, really? You were so good. But shoe shape, foot shape and size changed. Running like distance changed, weight changed. Weight's a big one. I'm pretty sure that's part of why I ended up with like plantar fasciitis though. So it's like between, it wasn't necessarily the running, but like the foot change and the weight gain from kids, I think contributed to it a lot. Because I had the PF before I started training for dopey. Thank God it cleared up right before that though. I felt it kind of creeping back in recently. I'm like, okay, time to like strengthen up again, Katie. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe I'll go do my weights and my run tomorrow. That would feel good. And make me feel accomplished. And I think it would also help because the last few mornings I've come home and I've been so tired. Actually, I had naps, but I'm like, you need to like not be doing that as much. Which I know, sleep hygiene at night, blah, 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 blah. No. And if I eat itchy band tonight, that's a good carb load for a run tomorrow. Not like I'm going to go far. I'm going to go for like 30 minutes, but something's better than nothing. Something's better than nothing. And then, yeah, in 2 weeks, we'll get the kids out and practicing on their bikes. So that's the one thing I really want them both to. I don't care if they're off training wheels, but they need to be able to bike. Because that is the one thing with the eldest coming in, especially for me. It's like not just work that's going to impact, it's also going to impact my like whatever kind of schedule I like establish for myself over the summer. So like they need to be able to ride their bikes. Training wheels on, training wheels off, don't care, but they need to be able to keep up with me on my runs. So I think they're really close. I think they're ready. It's just we actually have to get out and practice. So that's part of the don't be on devices timing. So I have a feeling we're going to end up shifting a lot of my work to needing to be done at night again. So we'll see if it happens. Flynn's up here snoring. It's like in his cat tree. Squeaky. Did I get a notification that soccer's canceled? It would be okay. So I just heard more rumble. It's like I don't want it to be canceled, but it would be nice to like know that I was canceled, like now, instead of like in even 30 minutes, right? But they won't cancel unless the field's too wet or it is actively thunderstorming. So, but I'm pretty sure I just heard thunder, so who knows? puppy dogs. There's actually a lot of dog fabrics in this round, which is awesome. We needed an uptick in dog fabrics. Go. Actually, yeah, we'll finish this marking and then I'm going to head out because I need to actually gather. I just was remembering that we probably should gather up the soccer gear. Oops. So that we can like actually clothe the children properly. But I am quite pleased with our progress today because the belt bags are practically done. Like they just need their finishing touches at this point. And then like, yeah, I think we're pretty good, well set. Yeah, and actually marking is all out is giving better accomplishment points than even getting them all cut out necessarily right now. And this next step is really easy. Honestly, to the point where I will probably bring these along with my shears so that I can so turn the belt bags, which won't take that long realistically, and then I can at least start on trimming these down. So, all right. I will likely be back on tomorrow morning. We'll see how things go. Obviously, hit the bell icon, subscribe, whatever you need to do so that you get notified when I get on. Or if you follow me on Instagram, I always post the link into my stories once I start. It's also one of the really good ways to find out about all of this. So thanks, Wendy. Yeah, no, we've got everything marked. I'll take this with me and we'll work on it at soccer. And then we'll be back to like clip in and sew the ends tomorrow. So, you know, they'll be done for the weekend for photographs, I think. So, all right, I'll chat with y'all soon. I hope you have a good evening, morning, day, wherever, whenever you are. And yeah, chat with you when I chat with you. Bye.